everybody. Welcome back to Wolf Song. This is my fifth installment, and my name is Wolfie. And as you all know, I just talk about whatever I feel like it for the most part. I also, of course, try to talk about some of the comments and stuff that's left into my blog. I've decided to do the format a little differently this time. Um, Basically, I'm going to talk a little bit about my week first, and then I'll talk about some of the comments and some of that stuff second. As far as my week, not a whole lot. Worked this entire weekend. I'm coming down with something, I think, but I'm not completely sure on that. And then I've apparently sprained my ankle pretty badly, though it's healing a little bit quicker than it should than normal. So, um, so this week I think I'm going to talk about influences and such. I've had two different people ask me to talk about them, and one specifically asked me to talk about the influences of MMOs and how people are using them to meet up with people instead of face-to-face contact. Now, the thing is that it's not really just unique to MMOs. This really goes as far as the internet in general, and it's no longer just a matter of just meeting, a way to meet new people. It's a matter of how to keep communication. I remember when I was younger, if you wanted to talk to someone, you just called them, or you drop by their house, or you say, "Hey, what's up?" And you usually hang out and spend time together and that sort of thing. Well, nowadays you shoot a message on Facebook and you say, "Hey, what's up?" and you have a very short, very almost impersonal conversation. Um, and so it kind of lowers, I'd say, personal communication down a great deal. You don't reach out so much on a local level. However, you reach out to more people than you would on a local, than just by calling someone or whatever. You know, um, More people are getting connected on a wordly basis. You know, I now have friends in Australia and Japan and England and New Zealand. I have friends all over the world now. Whereas 10, 15 years ago, I was the only friend I had outside the U.S. was a friend. I had a friend in Russia, and actually even then I met her over the internet originally. So even then, before the advent of the internet, um, I really didn't have any friends outside the U.S. at all. I didn't even have pen pals, which was the only way you could have friends outside the U.S. before the internet. Um, but yeah, so while we're not getting as close connections, as closer as personal connections with other people, we seem to be losing that. We're getting more spread out. Um, and as far as whether that's good or bad, that's a tricky question. Um, I think losing the personal connection to people, that's not so good. That's actually really bad. Part of what makes us people is having that close personal connection to others. Um, but I think the ability to talk to others, so anywhere, talk to anyone in the world, basically, I think that's a great thing. I just don't know if there's a way to have both. I don't know if there's a way to have a deep personal connection and a widespread connection. I don't think that works well. But it is interesting because you're watching, we watch social circles start spreading. They start off very close before, very small, you know, and now we're just watching them as they expand and grow. You know, um, but the other thing I want to talk about was something that happened in my comments. In my last video blog, you all heard me talk about the Assyrians and how I had mentioned that they'd been wiped out by the Persians. Of course, that was a mistake on my part. That's not true. They weren't wiped out. They were conquered by the Persians. The Assyrians were conquered by the Persians and then kind of became part of them. But the thing is as a culture and as a people, they actually still very much exist. I was actually contacted by one, and I think I'll probably try to put a link up somewhere over there, maybe here-ish. Yeah, right there. Um, but I'll try to put a link up to that person's video blog or their own YouTube channel, so that you all, if you all want to check up on them, you can. Um, but yeah, and it's Assyrian, not Syrian. There's a vast difference there. The Assyrians are an ancient culture responsible for a lot of the crap we have nowadays. They're actually a pretty big deal as far as history goes, and I was very excited to get to meet one. Well, at least get to talk to one. I was very, very excited about that. Anyway, so I guess that will be all for right now. I need to give my voice a little bit of a rest. As I said, I'm kind of sick. So I guess I will hopefully see you all here next week. Thank you very much for returning to watch my video blog, and I hope your all's week is wonderful and fantastic, and I hope you all have a happy Memorial Day.